I have another video for you, and this is the third video that I've done in the last 3 days. We're starting this video on Glade Springs Road. It's I'm having to look at my calendar. It's November 2nd, 2016. And I got the idea for this video from my son, Mark. He sent me a private message. And I have a few videos out there that I did that include some of the roads that you're going to see today, but not a complete route like I'm going to do today. This video is about 35 minutes long. And doing these videos, people who are from this area, I know they really appreciate these videos because I know how I would have felt when I was in the military to see parts of my hometown while away. Excuse me. But when I was in the United States Air Force, I can only imagine how it would have been if we had had the means of communications that you have now. The only thing that we had, we would get a letter with some photographs. Now this was in the 60s. Other than that, we had 8mm film, and you'd purchase those rolls, and after you finished with the roll, you would have to send it off to be developed, and then sometimes when you would get it back, it would be of poor quality. But we really didn't have anything to compare it with. So the poor quality would seem poor in relationship to what you're seeing on this video, but was spectacular to see the home by 8mm video or 8mm film. Then when you got the film, you had to have a bulky projector that had a bulb inside of it that would create so much heat that you could almost heat a room with a projector, and the bulbs were always burning out. So it was fun to get a film from home, but we had nothing to compare it with. But I can only imagine how it would be if we had had this kind of video. My son Mark, when I went overseas in December of '64, I went to Turkey. When we left California, Pat was pregnant with Mark, and December of '65, I took a 30-day leave and came back to the States. So Mark was about 6 months old the first time I saw him. Then I went back to Turkey and left in June of '66. The odd thing about communications back then, we did not have personal communications, but at that time, the military had some communications that was not available to us, nor should it have been available to us. And, of course, even then, that was before the satellites, so we had nothing to compare with what we have today with GPS and video like you're watching. But people who are gone from this area, that were either this is their home or they lived here for a while, they appreciate these videos, so I like doing them. I've had a problem. I talked about it on my last video. For some reason, I was thinking it was probably my computer not strong enough to compile these, but I've come to the conclusion that it has to do with some function that YouTube is using. But when I do these videos, at times I notice to the right-hand side, it could be the sunlight and the time of day when I do these, but it will go out of focus on the side. And the reason I think that it's YouTube and not my equipment, because when I compile them before I upload them, they're perfect. And some of them correct themselves, which is an indication that probably YouTube is running them through some kind of compiler that cleans them up. I don't know. But I did a video at Cades Cove that did the same thing, and about a week later it cleared up. So I didn't do anything to it, so evidently YouTube did. But if you happen to be from this area, I'm going to list in text each road that I'm on. I'm on the Glade Springs Road right now, and we're coming up on Victory. I think it's Victory Baptist Church. There'll be a sign there that you can probably read. And when we turn right, we'll be on Victory Road. And again, I have some videos out there that I did a while back of different areas. I think I was on this road one time. I have recorded so many videos, I don't even know what I have out there. But I received a message from my son Mark, and he suggested that I go this route, and he gave me the roads, and I was thinking, yeah, that would make a good video. So after I ate lunch, I decided to get out and do this video. Now we're on Victory Road. There's a house. I'm going to mention something about it. I don't know who it belongs to, but you very seldom see houses with lightning rods. But up on this ridge, it's an older house. Is that it? I think that's it we just passed. At one time, it had lightning rods on the roof, and I believe if I lived in that house and I didn't have any plumbing that would serve as a ground, I would definitely have lightning rods on my house. But I've always thought if you had a lightning rod on your house, you would be attracting lightning, so you probably would hear cracks of lightning more than you would if you didn't. But anyway, if you had that, it would go to ground, so you wouldn't have that much of a worry if it was a good ground wire. We're kind of up on a ridge. You can see the beauty of this place. This is Campbell County in Tennessee, in East Tennessee, and it's beautiful. You sometimes forget really how pretty Campbell County is. And a lot of times my wife and I will be driving down the road, and she'll say, look at this, just look at this like you had never been here before. And if you do that and you look at the mountains, of course today happens to be a hazy day, one of the rare videos that I have done on a hazy day. But but the distant visual is kind of hazy for whatever the reason. There's probably an inversion. Well, I know there is an inversion if it's hazy. But anyway, I'm monitoring what I'm doing the audio while I'm watching a little monitor on my editor. And have I already turned on Cedar Creek? Nope. I'm coming up on Cedar Creek. The stop sign is Cedar Creek. Okay, now we're on Cedar Creek Road. To the left there is if you go left, if you were to turn left, you go out to a place called Deerfield, which is a gated community, which is a beautiful area. They have their own airport, a large golf course, and it's an exclusive place, but it's one of the prettiest places in Campbell County. And if you're ever in Campbell County and you're on Norris Lake in your boat, if you go up into that area, you can look up into Deerfield and you can see what I'm talking about. Cedar Creek Road, I've always considered a dangerous road. Coming, not the way we're going toward La Follette, coming from La Follette, there's a few places that if you ran off the road, you'd be tumbling for a month. So this road is, I've always considered this road a dangerous road. Been several accidents on this road, but it's pretty. Just about anywhere you go in Campbell County, if you just stop and look at the scenery, it is really, it's beautiful. A lot of people complain that there's a lack of work or you can't find a job or anything like that in the area. But I was at the airport. I won't mention the name, but the person that told me this is someone that I respect, and I don't think that he would have made this statement if it was not true. Now, we're going across the Cedar Creek Bridge. In the summertime, the lake, boats gather there. I mean, it's just loaded with boats, and people jump off of that bridge. And it's one of the most popular places on Norris Lake during the summertime. But back to what I was told, and this is a respected person. I was down at the airport. He came in down there. We just got to talking about the area. And he said that Campbell County was 95th per capita in the nation on retirement community. And the more I thought about that, I was thinking, you know, that's true. Because if you get on Norris Lake and you travel around Norris and just look to the shoreline, you will see houses. Reminds me of when Pat and I were in California, and we went down to Hollywood, and then we went to Beverly Hills to look at how all the swells lived, and that's what it looks like. It's just spectacular. So this is a retirement community, and of course, I'm a native Campbell Countyan. Let me see if I can say that again. I mispronounced it. I'm a native Campbell Countyan, but I'm retired. I retired from Oak Ridge in '95. This, YouTube thing is a hobby. One of my favorite places that I'm over there every chance that I get is North Carolina. North Carolina, around Ashe County, North Carolina, is the only place that I have ever seen that, to me, is as spectacular or as pretty as Campbell County. Now, I've been all over the West, and it's beautiful out there. But, and I've been to Colorado. It's beautiful there in Colorado. But if I had my choice of any place other than Campbell County to hang my hat, it would be around North Carolina, especially Ashe County and Watauga County. That's up near Boone. I did a video about coming through Boone. The last time I checked, it had, over 20,000 unique views. And at the time, I got a lot of criticism from the people that watched the videos from there because I kept saying Appalachian. And they kept telling me, it's not Appalachian, it's Appalachian. So I did slaughter the name. So it's Appalachian. And of course, they almost defeated the Vols when they came to Neyland. Their noted Appalachian state. They're noted for having a great football team. I think I'm still on Cedar Creek Road. I'm almost positive that I am. We'll go from Cedar Creek Road to the Sugar Hollow Road. This area is an old stomping ground for my son Mark and his friends. I think probably my son Mark was talking to some of his friends, and they probably asked him why I didn't do a video in some of this area, which I'm glad to do. Because like I told you on my last video that I did, I'm going to start doing these more. Before, I would put music behind them, but that's really not a way to do these. So what I'm going to do is just jabber, and I do a lot of that. But if you want to watch the visuals, you can turn the volume down and just watch the thing, and then that way you wouldn't be listening to me. But I'm only speaking to fill in the gaps. Okay, we just turned on the Sugar Hollow Road. So we're on Sugar Hollow Road. Norris Lake, during the season in the summer, you can, I don't know when the season really starts or when it really ends. But in the summertime, you'll see people coming into the area, especially coming through town. Did you see that? Did you see that rooster run across the road there? Yeah. Like I say, folks, I just let the camera roll. But you can't run you can't run over a rooster or a guinea pig or a guinea. One of the best watchmen that you can have are guineas. You talk about squawking. You don't see them like you used to. When I was growing up in this area, all of these places were loaded with guineas. And if you came near a house, I mean, they would be in a road. You could hit that road 30 or 40 mile an hour, and I mean, they would scatter. I don't believe anybody's ever hit a guinea on a road. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, they can move. But anyway, that's funny. I happened to notice that rooster running across the road. Thank you, rooster. You made this video. We're still on Sugar Hollow Road. And I say again, if you don't want to listen to me, I mean, just turn the volume down. That's easy to solve. But rather than just have music, I mean, if you're going to put 35 minutes of music, I would have to, because I won't put any copyrighted music on my videos unless I purchase them. YouTube has some algorithms that are just absolutely spectacular to track copyrighted material. Now, they let me use copyrighted material if the owner of the copyright watches my video and approves it. And so far, all of my videos have been approved by the copyright owners. The only thing, I can't monetize them, but they can. So what they do is monetize my videos, and if it does generate any revenue, they get it. But if you're doing a video this long and you put music, I would have to find 35 minutes of music, and most of those from iTunes or Amazon cost 99 cents a piece, or some of them are like $1.29. So that's why I'm jabbering. And sometimes I like jabbering. It's been a part of my life. When I was overseas, I was not assigned to the Armed Forces Radio and Television Service, but I had a lot of experience working in commercial radio. So when I arrived in Turkey, I went up and put an application in for part-time work, which paid absolutely zero. But I think, or I like to think, they hired me for my abilities and not because it was free. And the reason I say that, tons of guys were trying to get a job at the radio station and couldn't get the job. So I did that on the weekends in Karamsel when I was in Turkey. But back to the copyright, just about now, of course they've been working on this, and everything now works at the speed of light. All of the copyrighted music is in an audio database. When you upload a video from YouTube that has audio, it has a fingerprint, and it goes out to a database, and it knows instantly the title, the copyright people. It knows everything about the piece of music. It even knows if you purchase the music from a legitimate company or if you pirated the song or the MP3 file. That's why the only way that I'll put music on a YouTube video is to go out and purchase an MP3 file. I used to purchase them from Google. They always had a link from YouTube to the music, but for some reason they quit doing that. So, okay, this is the Demory Mark, and my son Mark knows the Demory Mark. One of his, the county mayor, this is his home. He lives in this area somewhere. I don't know whether to mention his name or not. But anyway, it's my son's friend, and he's the mayor of Campbell County, and he grew up. And another good friend of mine, in fact, the guy that hired me when I went to work for Bechtel, lived right there near the Demory Mart. So there's a lot of connections between my son Mark and also me with Demory. So we're on Demory Road. So we've been on Glade Springs, Victory Road, Cedar Creek Road, Sugar Hollow Road, and now we're on Demory Road. I'm trying to think what time it was I came through here. I believe it was, is after I ate lunch. It must have been between 1 and 2:30. I was looking at the sun, where the sun was in the heavens, and it looks like it's about 2 o'clock coming through here. When you do these road videos, there is, unless it's cloudy, you always contend with the sun. But I will say that the GoPro does a great job doing videos like this. The only thing is I cannot figure out why when I upload these to YouTube, I always get that blur. I'm recording this at 60 frames per second, 1080p. Now, the one I did yesterday, I did on medium. I said narrow, but it was medium. This one is on wide. So maybe that'll make a difference. And by looking at what I'm seeing, I think I'm going to start doing them on the wide format. That way you get a better view of where we're going. This road goes, if you go back the other way, there at the excuse me, at the Demory Mart or D-Mart. I don't know what they call it today. It was closed there for a while, but I think someone else opened it up. But if you turn if you turn on the left-hand fork of the road, you go out to Shanghai Boat Dock, which is a beautiful dock. And if you go right, I can't think of the community out there. I'm wanting to say Maryville, but maybe I'm wrong. Can't remember all these communities, but the people from here that are watching the video, they're probably saying, Frank, it's, you know. The leaves this year have been slow to fall. Normally, we've had a few windstorms, but this has been and I mentioned this on one of the other videos, this has been an unusual year, an unusual fall. We haven't had a lot of rain. The temperature has been unusually warm, and today it's I think it was 65 or 70 when I left the house. So it's a warm day. I had the air conditioning on in the car. My camera is mounted on the outside of the automobile. I have 2 suction cups on the window, and I'm using that. I'm looking at my notes to make sure that I know where I'm at. I'm still on Demory Road. We're going to turn on Hunter's Branch. hope I didn't get ahead of myself. No, I know this is Hunter's Branch because, Demory Road, because we turned there at the Demory mark. When you're looking at a small screen, sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out exactly where you're at. Because I'm looking at this and it really doesn't look familiar to me. Okay, now this does. Yep. We're on Demory Road. One of these roads go to, I think it right there goes to a place called Sudeni. Before long, we'll go around a steep curve up here, and you'll be able to see Norris Lake on the left. Then shortly after that, we'll come up on a city park. I have a couple of videos that I did at that park. At one time, the bridge that we go across, they call it the White Bridge because it's white. I've only known it as the White Bridge. But they improved that bridge not long ago. Before they improved it, it was narrow. I think two cars could pass each other on that bridge, but it was, you can see Norris Lake there to the left. When you passed on that bridge, it was close. And a lot of times when I started to go across it, if a car was coming in the opposite direction, I'd always stop and wait until they got across before I went across. But now it's been improved, and it's you can see the area here. This is City Park for La Follette in Campbell County. I did a video not too long ago where they had a bass tournament off to the left there. If you want to search my videos, I have tons and tons. I have two accounts. I have one called OCK, here's the bridge, called OCK TEBY, and it's a YouTube account. I have a lot of videos on that. And then I have a newer account. It's called Nothing But History, all one word, and I have several videos on that account. So if you are new to my YouTube channels as a result of the video you're watching right now, I invite you to go out and check some of my videos out. It's a hobby of mine. I am a YouTube partner, so I can put my videos up for revenue sharing, which I do. Now, some of my friends, okay, we're going to turn left here at the church. Now we're turning on Hunter's Branch Road. I just had a senior moment there. I'm trying to think of the name of that church. Cedar Hill. That's Cedar Hill Church. I have some very good friends that attend that church. And the pastor of that church is related to my brother-in-law that married my sister. This is Hunter's Branch. We'll only be on this road for a short while, and then we'll turn right on US 25W, and I'll end this video. But back to what I was talking about. If you have discovered my YouTube channels for the first time, I have, and you happen to be from this area, I have several videos, and I was mentioning that I am a YouTube partner. I get revenue for my videos. You can even contribute to my videos till I can go out and do other videos, but you know, I seldom mention that because that's really not a big deal. And I have some friends who have millions and millions of unique views on YouTube, and some of them have made some good money. My views are limited, so the only thing I make is gas money, and that's about it. There's, unless you can get millions of views, you can't make any money on YouTube. But if you can make gas money, that's all right. Excuse me. And we're coming up on the old Woodson's. It's not Woodson's anymore, but that's the only thing I know it as. And we're going to end this video. You'll see me come around to the front of the vehicle to turn my camera off. I've got it mounted on suction cups that stick to the window, which puts it in the right position. There's that guy. See ya. Bye-bye, everybody.